Ha! The Twitter post never went live.
Noise.
So I have to manually do them both. I'm live. Yeah, it worked. The live worked, but the Twitter posts never went. Twitter posts?
Noise.
Yeah, they never went out. So, yes, it has been a while since I've live streamed. Yes, I've been busy. But I have not stopped playing Star Rail. I have just not touched the story. So, since we last played, I've just been doing daily missions, leveling up characters. I am now at Equilibrium 3, Trailblazer 50. I'm really not backwards at 45. But, I've got some new people. And today, we decided to do Temple, and we got Blade. So, we can't use him. He's underleveled and has no gear. Because I don't have any of these. Wait, did I level you up to? You're still 20. I can ascend you. I need 4 to ascend. Balls. So, we are just gonna straight away. Already navigating. Start the main story. Pull a car. Base zone. Oh, I'm on the. Help him on the right. Can you call it planet? If I'm on the right planet, if it's one's a space station and one's a planet.
Look, there's a big crowd around the clinic. Do you think they felt the effects of the battle just now? Let's go ask around.
But yeah, I've mainly party-wise using this team because the ice, or Dunham because the air. Animo. Fucking Genshin player. Don't know what they're talking about. Whatever it's called in this game. But now I've got Blade, I'll be switching him out. When I can level him up more.
Oleg! Hope you didn't have to wait too long.
Wait too long. It's been months.
Oh, it's them.
You kids move fast. By the look on your faces, I assume you come bearing good news?
You bet. You might not believe this, but we summoned up all our strength and then... maybe she should do the talking. I'm no good at serious stuff. I'll probably say something I'll regret.
Did I not get water before this stream? I have a little bit. Okay, good. We have something to drink. Guardian sacrificed himself to seal the Celeron.
We were there at the fight. We witnessed everything.
Sacrificed herself, huh? Sure, yeah, that's the whole story.
Cocolia, in order to save Belobog, she... I see.
So the massive tremors we felt earlier were a result of the battle, right?
Oh yeah, she's... We quite literally saved the world.
Thank you. I can't even imagine what you've been through up there. I'm just glad everything turned out all right. Oh, what about Zila?
Don't worry, she's all right. It took a big toll on Branya, so Zila took her over to the guards.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you're all okay.
Now that Kokolia's no more, I guess our Silvermane girl is about to become the next Supreme Guardian? She sees things through and doesn't go back on her word. The underworld will thrive again under her watch.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we brought you a message from Branya. The blockade will soon be lifted. The people of the underworld will breathe freely.
Breathe freely. That's been our wish all along. March, Donhung, and you, can I ask for your help again? I want to get this news out to everyone. It'll lift their spirits and bring them hope.
Should be the one.
Thank you. Choose whoever you like. Wildfire will take care of the rest.
Where's Hook?
We've gotten to know a lot of underworlders. Who do you think we should start with?
Roger that. You can leave the rest to us. If everything goes smoothly, this should be Wildfire's final mission.
Nah, it won't go smoothly. Underworld's gonna
Those
mean
kids
terminal.
better not have taken advantage of the chaos to go on an expedition. Hook does always talk about wanting to go on a Rivet Town adventure. Ugh, this could be bad.
They're in Rivet Town.
48, 49, 50. Ready or not, here I come.
Julian? Quick, let's go see.
Stab him.
Found you. You ran all the way out here just to play hide and seek? It's too dangerous.
Miss March, didn't you go back to the surface?
Since when did I become Miss March? And where's Hook and the others? Come on, call them over.
We just started playing. Can't we finish this round first?
Seasoned pros, I see.
Hey, it wasn't like I wanted to play. The kids forced us to.
Going right back to hide and seek.
Actually, I sort of want to go play on the swings for a while. I'll leave the seeking to you guys.
But you're on the swing. Get out the map.
Hook! Got you again. Huh? What the heck are you guys doing here? Oh, wait till I get my hands on Julian, that traitor. Where's his integrity? What about your integrity, huh? You brought the other kids out here to Rivet Town, didn't you? I did not! The moles hold a vote on all our expedition destinations. Fine, I will. But it better be exciting. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's go and find Julian. Hide and seek update. Astral Express Crew 2, the Mole 0. Celebrate while you can. Hide and seek is best of 5, you know. Anyway, enough about hide and seek. You came all this way to tell the moles something, so spit it out. Do you want to do the honors?
Nom 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 nom. Why am I tired?
Aww.
Oh,
Uh-huh. What's wrong? Why aren't you saying anything? Hook. Julian. Hey! Wipe your tears, Julian! You're second in command. No crying in front of grown-ups. You three, listen up. Starting from today, you are the mole's #1 rivals!
Rivals? Why the heck are we rivals now? What are you talking about?
Hook and Julian always wanted to defeat the villains on the surface and take back our homeland. But it sounds like you grown-ups just stole their thunder, so... You think we're gonna accept defeat just like that? One day, the moles will be the heroes of the underworld and the overworld. Then everyone will sit and...
And
Sit up and take notice, right?
Yeah! Sit up and take notice! I would have figured it out myself. I didn't need you to remind me.
So that's why you were so silent. If you want to be as awesome as us, you better start training every day.
And start listening to Natasha.
Training every day? Listening to the old witch? Will that really make us as awesome as you guys? In that case, deal! Julie and Alina, let's run back to the town. Training starts today.
Yes, boss. Understood. Alina, I can give you a piggyback if you can't make it.
already trying to play his cards. New message. Click. I don't think that's how messages work. Actually, this is the group chat, so maybe. This is moving too fast to read. Not great, even though the physical soul has basis the external fragments just the freeze has lasted a very long time, enough so the impact in short, the planet probably won't regain the vitality that it had once. There are 1,000 years ago with such regain the vitality it had once 1,000 years ago in such a short time. You know, mankind has always struggled against the reading. Oh my God! Stop! Walls of text. I want to read this. Mankind has always struggled against the conditions have always managed to thrive. Now that the gun, the fragment has lost its momentum to expand, will be revitalized. Believe I detect a high frequency spiritual energy, sir, in the north of you might be interested in checking it out. Don't worry, the energy is not related to Stellon. It's only an echo left behind from the spirituals that fade away. Instead, the echo of provision of space and time over years. Okay.
Mr. Yang put it nicely, but the reality is this. We sealed the Stellaron, but that's not gonna solve the problems on this planet. There I was getting excited to tell everyone the good news.
That's the cruelty of a Stellaron. Still, compared with some of the other planets we visited, at least this one has hope.
So, should we tell everyone the deal?
We should tell Branya when the time's right. Let's not dampen the spirit just yet.
Oh, Echoes of War. I can finally get these. What the heck is that? Oh, what, you get light cones? These are the weekly bosses. Oh, this is how you get these. I can fight the bosses again. I guess I'll do them another time though. Go to the clinic.
It's getting late. Where to now?
My brain just died. Like, my brain died. I didn't know what I was doing. You.
Oh, is everyone all right? Sometimes face-to-face communication is more meaningful, don't you think?
Yeah, you're right.
Now we
there.
just have to wait for the official news. I hope Rania doesn't keep us too long.
Huh. Do you think Svarog and Clara felt the effects of our battle with the Guardian?
I think they'll be fine. Plus, Svarog's devotion to Clara is even greater than his hostility to Wildfire. If you're worried, you could look for them over at the robot settlement.
I think we can just teleport. If I just hit. Yeah, we can just teleport. Hello, Mr. Robot.
Outsiders. For friends of Clara.
How did you know that was Perkins?
Thank you for rescuing Clara.
Seems like Perkins picked up a stammer.
Its language module must have malfunctioned. Can you...
Outsiders are friends of Clara. Follow me.
Look at your little legs go. Hey, people are in here now. I can see her right here. Look at his little legs go. Thank you.
You have visitors, Clara.
Oh, it's the variables.
It's the variables. Nice haircut.
Are you trying to start another fight?
There was a huge shaking just now coming up through the ground. Mr. Svarog said it must have been...
Recalculating. Conclusion. Engine of creation. 97.66% probability. The engine of creation was an immense construction machine created by the architects. It was not built to fight.
Well, whatever. We won. Thanks to that giant robot, we were finally able to take care of the Stellaron. And Branya made a promise. The underworld and the overworld will soon be reunited. Which means that you, Svarog, you won't have to worry about preserving the underworld for the time being.
March, everyone, thank you so much. I wasn't sure you guys would be able to do it, but now, Mr. Svarog, what do you say? You guys said you were travelers from other worlds, right? I want to be just like you.
Aww.
One day, I'm gonna go traveling to faraway places and make new friends.
Calculation result. Update. Mission number 0001.
That was 001.
Preserve the underworld. Complete.
Oh, more messages. Oh god, wall of text. March to hand pressure. Are you seeing this? This android can actually send messages. Your tasting stickers. The message has been sent. How do you feel? Fine now. Thank goodness. Oh my god, I've already given the orders to me lift the bucket. Has tasting stickers.
That's our Branya. Quick as a flash.
She certainly moves a lot faster than some people I know.
March.
If you haven't got anything nice to say right now, zip it.
Right. Teleport. Nice and easy time for quests. We just kind of clean up everything.
Where to now?
Nice, relaxed stream until I go to the next planet.
You made it. I thought you were about to miss out on a moment of history.
Mailbox.
No way! After all our hard work, how could we miss out on the final celebration, right?
I'll go and sit at the jug.
I don't know how much of a celebration we'll be having. But I know Hook and Clara will be pleased to sit with you. For Oleg and I, not to mention the other adults, reopening the passageway means rediscovering old ways of living. Return to normality. Survival is no longer the top of the agenda.
No, I might want to stay
there. But for the
there.
children who were born into this era, who grew up in this isolation, this will be a new life altogether. Once you've tasted freedom, it's difficult to accept a life of separation and isolation. Those of us whose childhoods were marred by tragedy, we must strive to do better for the next generation. I'm sorry. Here I am talking your ear off again. This is a day to remember. We should welcome it with smiles. If you have time, talk to the folks here. Every one of them will tell you about their excitement. Then when you're ready, let's go home.
Guess we're talking to everyone around here. Ooh, collectible.
Finally, I can get back to supervising the cable cars. I thought I'd spend the rest of my life in those mines. Ah, it's you, the liberators of the underworld. You're the first passengers we've had since being sealed off. It'll be my honor to get you to the surface in one piece. Oh, I'm afraid you might have to make an exception, miss. My license has expired, but then I haven't had the chance to go up and renew it for 10 years now. So, ready to climb aboard? Brothers, sisters, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, gather round. The cable car passenger service is about to restart.
I'm surprised the system still works and wasn't savage. Savage?
Look at the big blue
Took for part.
ceiling.
That's not a ceiling, Hook. That's the sky.
So this is the overworld? The air here smells different.
Less rust and geomarrow particles floating around. Take a deep breath, children. This is what freedom tastes like. I never thought I'd live to see the administrative district again. All those years. We've been through a lot, Natasha.
You're right, Oleg. It's funny. The moment I boarded the cable car, my mind was filled with everything I wanted to do on the surface. But now, I just want to sit down, zone out, and watch the people coming and going. And let the day just pass me by.
Enjoy the peace and quiet, Natasha. We earned it.
And the guard's not going to have peace and quiet. The guards have still got to fight the
It's
fragmental.
Jacquard. Is he here to meet us?
Wait.
He's still on duty. Huh. He must have recovered quickly.
The
Let's
last
go say
chest in
hi.
the area I had not collected. I have got all chests now. I couldn't come down here.
Welcome back to the administrative district, Trailblazers.
Trailblazers. First time anyone's called us that on this planet.
The architects think it's only right that we should address you properly. Outsiders is hardly fitting anymore. Please allow me to apologize again for what happened in the restricted zone. You were only trying to help. I should have trusted Serval's judgment. Thanks for understanding. Lady Bronya's inaugural address will begin soon. She asked me to pass on her invitation to you.
Huh? That's sooner than I expected. Is she well enough to...
Not really. But Lady Bronya insisted on delivering the speech as soon as possible. She wants the people to understand what happened. The address will be held at Everwinter Monument. I hope the three of you can find time to attend.
Yeah, it's literally upstairs, I believe. See, up the stairs. Ah, Clara and Hook. Now, stay out the cable car and don't let it hit you. As the elderly person is just walking where it's gonna... Kids, you know better.
Look, there's a crowd gathering over there. Is the address starting soon?
Looks like it. Bronya hasn't arrived yet, though. Let's find somewhere to wait.
Yes. Empty bench, empty bench. Just gonna sit next to this woman.
Guards, formation!
Whoa, this must be it.
Citizens of Belobog, I kindly ask for your attention. Lady Bronya Rand's inaugural address will begin shortly. Please remain orderly.
People of Belobog, hear me. Today we gather here to celebrate our victory, but it was a sacrifice made by a mighty guardian that delivered us this opportunity. She dispelled an evil that cost us 700 years of suffering.
1,000.
And in the process, she paid the ultimate price. The sacrifice of Cocolia Rand ushers in a new chapter. The blizzard beyond the walls will die away, and the offensives of our Silvermane guards will begin to contain the Fragmentum's advance. In the far north, I witnessed with my own eyes the struggle between the late Supreme Guardian and the evil power that sought to destroy us. In her last moments, the Supreme Guardian told me her greatest regret. The order to seal off the underworld from the overworld. With the passage of time, she gradually came to realize the consequences of that decision. Although tortured with guilt, she could not undo the damage. In her final moments, she wanted us to mark the Stellaron's end by reuniting Belobog.
Not explaining what
Overworlders
Stellaron
and
is.
underworlders must embrace the dawn of a new age. Together. People of the underworld, I dare not ask for your forgiveness. I now know the reality of your decade of suffering. But I want us to work together. We know that without your perseverance and hard work, Belobog will not recover its former glory. And the seed of civilization will not be preserved. And on that note, I'd like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to a few guests of the city. Most of you were not aware of their arrival. But
it is thanks to them that our world now flourishes with hope. They made me realize that while we remain focused on preserving the ground beneath our feet, we should not forget to look up into the sky. I firmly believe that with the determination of everyone, our world, the world the Trailblazers call Jarilo-VI, will no longer be alone among the stars. But before we accomplish that goal,
It's a fair point. The Stellar
I
locked
humbly
off
ask
interstellar
you
travel
to
from
follow
other
me into the
people.
future. I, Bronya Rand, the 19th Guardian of Belobog, hereby take my oath.
Yes, yeah.
Lady Bronya! Lady Bronya! Long live Belobog!
But yeah, interstellar travel was locked off, weren't it? Because the Stellaron stopped people getting close. The only reason the Astral Express could get there because it's a special ship, train, thing. I don't know what it is. Look, paperwork everywhere.
Bronya, we're back!
March, Don Hung, and you. It's wonderful you made it to the address. Sorry, I know the invitation was very last minute, but I needed to get the news out as soon as possible. The longer people waited, the more rumors started to swirl. The situation risked spinning out of control. Yes, I'm fine now, don't worry. My mother... she tried to force the voice of the Stellaron into my head.
You gonna talk about this?
It was a terrible feeling. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't shown up.
That was some speech, Bronya. If I had to talk like that in front of a huge crowd, I'd be shaking head to toe.
It was all just a bunch of palatable lies. I hope you never have a similar experience, March.
But wasn't there people in this room with us? I actually saw them when I walked up.
I prefer to be honest with the people. But I also want to preserve their hope.
Don Hung, wanna talk about Mr. Yang's findings?
Allow me to explain.
Which means the fragmentum has already taken root by this point. Even though the Stellaron is sealed, we won't be able to reverse the damage immediately. I know. Our ancestors wouldn't have risked using one if they'd had other ways of avoiding calamity. You've gone out of your way to save this world. You nearly lost your life. I have no right to ask for more. Besides, I agree with Mr. Yang. Ultimately, the fate of Belobog is in the hands of its own people. In that case, as a leader, I must give you a promise of the same weight. We will hold out with everything we have until the day you Trailblazers return. Even if it takes another 700 years, the children of Jarilo-VI will look up to the sky with hope in their hearts. So long, my friends. May the preservation bless your journey.
Congrats! That was one heck of a first trailblazing expedition.
Worth celebrating, I'd say. 2.5?
What? That run-of-the-mill, huh?
My scoring criteria are different from yours.
Anyway, we should be asking you. Any thoughts you want to share?
Time for a nap. I feel like I could fight 100 more monsters. I want a nap.
Wait, what? No way! We're about to leave and I've hardly got any decent photos. Come on! Let's go back to the administrative district and hang out for a bit longer.
March just doesn't know when to show up. Wait, what? Left. Oh. Well, they both give defense. Oh god, they both give defense. When speed reaches 120 or higher, the attacker. They both give defense. How much? Oh god, more defense. Simulator universe. We have. Oh, can I actually farm them now in the simulator universe? Okay, Persia. As I said, she's got some good news for her. She wants to go back to try. She also acted if you blocked her. I was literally there doing the simulator universe. Good stuff. Go to the.
Rania said she's willing to wait 700 years for us. Huh. Don Hung, how long can humans live for?
Forever. But in that scenario, they can't be considered human anymore.
Yikes, so serious. I was just curious.
I'm curious what he's talking about now. That's more curious. Humans living forever.
Here we are, Everwinter Monument. Photo time! Oh, Payla and Hook are here too. Let's make sure we get them in the background.
Maybe we could try for a clean composure for this one. I hit enter on my keyboard. Oh, it zoomed out.
Okay, where to next? Oh, we haven't seen Serval since we got back. Let's head to the workshop.
Who's there? Didn't your parents tell you to knock before? It's you three! Come on in! I was just talking to Clara about you.
How have you been, big sister? Miss Serval's workshop is amazing. There are all kinds of things.
Of course they get along.
I like it here a lot.
Miss Serval? Clara is such a well-mannered kid. Meanwhile, the architect's children are still calling me auntie and making me feel old.
You are old. I mean... I feel like she was gonna hit me for a second after saying that.
Photo? This feels like one of my fan meetups. Anyway, for you guys, I do autographs for free.
Photo. Oh, I remember. When I was little, Mr. Svarog took a photo for me.
Over here, Clara. Want to learn some cool poses?
I hit enter again.
Wow, that's pretty great. I wish the photographers at my shows had your skills.
Huh? Am I really that short? I thought...
Don't worry. If you eat like Don Hung, you'll be as tall as him one day.
March.
I'll let that slip.
Here, keep it. A little farewell gift from the Astral Express.
Huh? You're leaving so soon? I understand. Well, this photo will always be close to my heart. I'll make a copy for you too, Clara.
Thanks, Miss Serval. Big sister, March, Danhung. Thanks for taking care of me. Safe travels. If you have time, please come back and visit me and Mr. Svarog.
That's enough sightseeing and photo taking
It
to
took
last
2.
me a while. Time to head back to the Goethe Hotel for a good night's sleep.
Is that the one on the ground?
We can sleep when we're back on the express.
Not so fast. Last time we were here, that evil Madam Guardian interrupted us before we'd gotten the most out of our luxury suites. Don't you think we should make up for it? Come on. Himeko and Mr. Yang are grown-ups. I'm sure they'll cope without us for one night. Besides, don't you want to chit-chat with the locals now that Belobog is full of life again? I know I do.
March.
Come around and have a look.
With no surprises. What's that? Sound like Semper. Are we not even booking in? Just, yeah, I'm coming to borrow your hotel. We're taking those beds again. Yeah, we're just gonna rest on the bed without paying. Strange rise. The rise presses rapidly. You try to recall what you saw in those fleeting moments. You find no. Oh, listen, you hear again. A few more voicing.
At the end of your journey, all that perplexes you and troubles you will resolve.
Oh, it's Thingy.
Oh, it was a close thing, all right. Good thing it dawned on me. Hey, Sampo doesn't have to be a protagonist, right? The likes of us are better suited to, shadowy comic relief.
This is Stellaron Hunter.
Turns out the Astral Express crew is more fun than I expected. You liked it? Really? Told you so. No. I'm in no hurry to leave. What? Oh, Epsilon? What fun can you get out of a giant Vanity Fair like that? True happiness always entails the manifestation of the dignity of mankind. Now, that's a quote I live by. Well, bye for now. Send my regards to the guys and girls in the tavern. Oh, and don't forget to say that Sempo Kuski will catch them for the next one. Time to make my curtain call. To you, my dear audience, I dedicate my performance. I wonder, did I bring a little more joy into your lives?
Now, who's he
You don't have to
speaking
answer
there?
that. But if the answer is no, then you'll break my heart.
Is he just breaking the fourth wall?
We should be getting back to the express. Time to find March and Danhung.
Himiko. Oh, it's...
Morning. How did you sleep? I'm
Book.
full of energy myself. Oh, copycat-itis still has no cure, I see.
Did you get Himiko's message? It's time to go. The conductor will nag us again if we put the express behind schedule.
We're already behind schedule.
Yeah. Well, pack your souvenirs and stuff. Back home we go.
But before we leave, I want to collect this book. I am happy now. We need to bid Belobog goodbye. far do I need to run? I'm just gonna teleport, because teleport is faster. Who are we talking down here? No one?
Here we are at last. It's sad to say goodbye.
Are we just walking out the city?
Nothing lasts forever. You'll stop feeling sad the moment you set foot on the Express.
Hey, I'm not that heartless, you know.
Priorities? What do you mean? Are you saying rebuilding the underworld isn't one of your priorities?
Of course not. I'm just saying we have limited assets and we need new parameters.
Assets, parameters. You sure love your fancy words. Ugh, forget it. Leave it to me. I'll go down myself.
Come on, Seela. I won't leave you to—
Look, Bronya!
Arguing
There'll
already.
be plenty of difficulties waiting for them, right?
Yes. Their future is filled with even more uncertainty than ours. But we will prevail here, even if it means arguments like this go on forever.
They won't go on forever if I win them.
Had to have the final word.
Welcome home, you three.
Himeko, Mr. Yang! Team Trailblaze back from duty. Mission 1 accomplished.
Although Welt and I didn't get the chance to go with you, I can tell you worked hard to bring things back to normal. Well done, everybody. And especially you. I heard a lot of good things about you.
How would you rate my performance on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'd say it's a solid 5 stars.
Out of.
Get some rest on the Express. Jarilo-VI was not an easy ride. Pom-Pom is of the opinion that we should leave as soon as possible to avoid potential resurgences of the anomalies we experienced earlier. Himeko and I agree.
Which means we need to decide where our next destination is, soon.
That's right.
That's the path of the Nameless, I presume. Always on the road, always trailblazing. I'm not complaining, by the way. One adventure after another, that's exactly what I signed up for.
Looks like March has fallen in love with the way of the Nameless. That's good to hear.
There was
You
clipping
can
on
head
her
back to your rooms for
neck
some
piece
rest.
holding up her
Or
top
stay here and make yourselves
into
a
her
cup of coffee.
collarbone. Oh,
Whichever you
March.
like.
I'll head back to my room then.
There I was thinking this guy would gradually open up.
We need to give him some time, March. I think he treasures the time spent with you guys. About your battle against the Supreme Guardian and the whole Stellaron situation, you must have a lot of unanswered questions, I suppose. While you were away, Welt and I did some research and came to some interesting conclusions. Let me know if you want to ask about anything.
So we're just given the
Home
option.
sweet home. Mr. Yang and Himeko must be bored given how long our train had to stay here. Where's our next stop? I can't wait!
The Express crew tread upon the Trailblaze. We travel between worlds, like a thread weaved into the life stories of others. The universe is vast beyond our imagination. It's a miracle that our paths converge. The fact that we get to know and travel with each other can only be seen as the design of destiny. Thank you for becoming our companion. I'll do my best to answer any questions you may have. Sure. Oftentimes, those who are involved in historic events don't have the opportunity to see things from a wider perspective. I hope as an onlooker, I may provide some help. Klapoth the Preservation is known for their indifference. Unless you become a zealot like those with the corporation, it's hard to share in the Eon's power. Determined to preserve the world they loved, the architects held on for hundreds of years. But as the fragmentum continued to advance, their already wavering faith started to show some cracks. And one particular guardian, Cocolia, abandoned the path of preservation altogether. In contrast, you stood your ground and proved your faith in the Amber Lord. Judging by how the battle turned out, Qlipoth responded to your wish. Their gaze infused you with the power to wield the weapon of a supreme guardian and to take control of the Colossus. Don't mention it. Welt and I may have stayed on the Express this whole time, but we've been watching over you from the moment you set foot on Jarilo-VI. Friends look after each other. The same goes for us Nameless. Please remember, no matter where you are in the universe, the Express will always be behind you. Is a Stellaron, there's no doubt about that. What I've gathered so far suggests it's likely that the Supreme Guardian was corrupted by the Stellaron at a very young age. All the tragedies that came after can be traced to that point. On the flip side, we can't judge Cocolia too harshly. Imagine if it were you or me who had to sit on the throne and watch the city slowly being brought to its knees. Would we not question what we believed in? Sure, ask away.
We don't know the answers to that.
Welt may be better equipped to answer that. But if you want my 2 cents, I'd say it's unlikely. I guess it's possible, but it would take a long time. I can tell from your report that the new Supreme Guardian of Belobog is a smart young lady with leadership qualities. What's more important is that she now understands her people after the journey with you. The firm and honest support she gets from people around her will also prove immensely useful. But fate likes to play tricks on people. Even if during their lifetime they manage to make Jarilo-VI prosper again to a certain degree, they will remain vulnerable and helpless to countless threats lurking in the recesses of the universe. We can only give them our best wishes from afar. It's virtually impossible to destroy a Stellaron. No one, not even Herta, has found a way to break its structure. The best we can do at this stage is to prevent its energy from overflowing. When the Supreme Guardian was defeated, the Stellaron that had been transmitting energy to her exposed its weakness to us for a brief period of time, allowing Welt and I to contain its power. That's about all we can do about a Stellaron. It may be suppressed for now, but it's only a matter of time before it regains power. But this brief window should allow the people on this planet to heal and rebuild. You're most welcome.
So, whoa. What you got to say?
So, your first trailblazing expedition has concluded. How do you feel? Be it joy or pain, success or regret, it's all part of the journey. Those feelings will accompany you as long as you tread on the trailblaze, and one day you'll grow used to them. It seems you have something on your mind. Let's hear it. I'd like to hear a fresh perspective myself. As talkative as Himiko is, we've pretty much run out of topics. I'm afraid not. As I've mentioned before, the Stellaron's influence on Jarilo-VI is more profound than we might think. I don't think Belobog's fight against the lingering effects of the Stellaron will end anytime soon. But the balance of power is tilting ever so slightly towards humanity, the crucial factor being the hope you brought about. As intangible as it may sound, don't underestimate hope, because the power it inspires has no limit. Like the Stellaron, it's a seed that may grow into something much bigger. But, in my opinion, the fruit that hope bears will have a much bigger impact than that of the Stellaron. Is that so? Well, I think you did the right thing. It's better to move forward with the burden of knowledge than to tread a perilous road with blind optimism. I remember a distant world where the people were faced with unimaginable danger every single day. But they saved their planet time after time with wisdom and courage.
Was that your home?
This goes to show how much of a difference ordinary people can make. I hope Jarilo-VI sees that too. I too wish to go with you, but Himiko insisted on letting you and your friends rise to the challenge. I'd been observing what's happening on the ground from the Express, and I have to admit that I got sweaty palms a couple times. I was glad to see you three meet friends you could trust and overcome hardships. Well done. Himiko was calm from the very beginning. She kept telling me to trust you youngsters' decisions. And she was right. I really need to stop worrying so much.
Hey, at least he knows.
Likewise. Get some sleep. We'll be heading off again soon.
Pom-pom!
Pom-pom, we're back!
Didn't March walk...
Shh. Checking star rail stability. Pom-pom needs to focus.
Good to see you too.
Spatial readout. Back to the normal bracket. Star rail stability keeps rising. 56%, 57%. The numbers have stabilized. Dispatch the Express. Oh, welcome back to the Express. You've accomplished your Trailblaze mission. The Express appreciates your help.
How's the Express doing?
Thanks to you, the Space Fisher is healing up, and the Star Rail has become stable enough for us to dispatch the Express. As for the coaches, Pom-Pom's checked every nook and cranny and made sure everything's in good order. Don't worry about it. Jarilo-VI probably doesn't have anything worth buying anyway.
Good, that's not very
It's your
nice.
first time on a Trailblaze mission, so Pom-Pom will let it slide this time.
This time.
But don't forget, next time. The destination will be announced at the navigation meeting. For now, get some rest and stay tuned. Oh, Pom-Pom almost forgot. There you go. Careful not to spill it.
Thank you, conductor.
Right away, to avoid encountering the anomalies again, the Express will dispatch shortly and head to a more stable area. For your safety, please don't leave your seat until the Express has reached cruising speed.
March, we're talking to you. Yay! Residence?
Hello? Hello?
Time to go to the next planet.
It's about time we hit the road, passengers. Thanks to the 3 Trailblazers, the activity of the Fragmentum has reached the lowest level, and the readings regarding the status of the Star Rail have returned to normal. Pom-Pom will dispatch the Express shortly, and we'll be leaving Jarilo-VI. Please be seated and say your goodbyes to this planet.
Are we right to see March fall over again? That was Blade, I believe.
Yanqing,
Yes, General.
watch this person carefully. Do you remember me?
I remember.
Brother.
Of 5 people, 3 must pay a price. You are not one of them, Jin Yuan. Of 5 people, 3 must pay a price. You are one of them.
Wait,
Hold on.
is home planet?
I'll be there soon.
What did I tell you? He's definitely sleeping in. We trailblazers can go days without sleep, but when we do hit the hay, we have to make up for it. Anyway, no point wasting our time in the corridor. The conductor wants us to attend a warp navigation meeting. Same old location, apparently, and we can't be late. Let's head over. Oh, by the way, you drew the short straw. It's your turn to wash the coffee cups this week.
Why do I have to wash the coffee cups? I want to check something now. Can I actually do this? I can't do this now. I will do that another time. I don't even know what that is. Himika, we're here.
Morning. You're very punctual.
Oh, and the wonderful one.
Oh, I can't remember the last time I got such a polite response. The trailblazing of Jarilo-VI is drawn to a close, and the Astral Express must depart for the next planet. Not telling yet. We'll make an official announcement in the meeting, but I'm keeping you in suspense for now. The meeting will start soon.
I like how Asta's just standing there.
Passengers, the warp navigation meeting has officially begun.
Bubby's nose with the mouth.
Firstly, Pom-Pom wants to congratulate you, the Nameless, for successfully resolving the problems at this stop. The Express is now able to continue along the Star Rail.
The three of us actually pulled it off, huh?
It's time for your conductor, that's me, to reveal the name of our next stop.
Long time no see, Astral Express crew. It's Kafka. I came at a good time.
Why did
You're all
Himiko look
here.
away like that?
Every single one.
No need for the mysterious introduction, Stellaron Hunter.
Himiko, correct? Apologies for interrupting your little get-together, but I'm sure once you've heard my request, you'll forgive me. I'd like you to make a destination alteration.
I've seen your face before, Stellaron Hunter. Even if it was only on a corporation wanted poster. They were offering quite the bounty. Dead or alive. Do you know the figure?
Doesn't concern me. Then again, a corporation bounty is a compliment, not an insult, don't you think? The higher the figure, the bigger the compliment.
I like that
Wanted
attitude.
criminals sure know how to look on the bright side of things.
I will say, Herta certainly paid you all a compliment. A maniac that claims he can see destiny, leading a bunch of wild lunatics in pursuit of the most dangerous objects in the universe. And Herta doesn't give out compliments very often.
In pursuit of the most dangerous objects in the universe, huh? Well, in that sense, you Astral Expressers and I are cut from the same cloth.
You're in the wrong place, Kafka. We're not about to accept your request, and we're not about to get into bed with a Stellaron Hunter. It was nice talking with you. Perhaps next time you'll be willing to pay us a visit in person, and we can continue our little discussion.
Have you guys heard of the Law-Fu?
The Xianzhou Lawfu? It belongs to the Hexafleet of the Xianzhou Alliance. We've heard of it.
But what you haven't heard is that it's currently very close to you. A couple of warp jumps away, in fact. Not to mention, 45 system hours ago, a Stellaron burst occurred on the Lafu. An unexpected calamity, don't you think?
What exactly are you Stellaron hunters trying to do? The Xianzhou Alliance aren't us. They won't give you time to explain. Once you draw the attention of the hunt, you become their prey. The Alliance will hunt you to the end of the universe.
Stop speaking in riddles, Kafka. Say what you have to say.
It's simple. That Stellaron has nothing to do with us, but the Xianzhou is convinced that we're responsible. My companion, Blade, has been taken away by the Cloud Knights. I want to bring him back, resolve this Stellaron crisis, and clear our names.
Nothing to do with you? Yeah, right. Sounds like a weird coincidence to me. You just happened to show up after the Stellaron burst? Also, we're not your friends. Why should we care if a Stellaron hunter is innocent, hmm? No! Why are we listening to her? The Alliance is strong. Is a single Stellaron burst really too much for them to handle? We're the crew of the Astral Express, not some squad of Stellaron-stealing super specialists.
You could, of course, not get involved. Knowing that the Stellaron hasn't yet affected this region of space, you could make the jump and arrive at the next world. But sooner or later, the star rail here will be more blocked off than it was before. I can tell you what the future holds. If you don't go to the Lafu, the Stellaron will eventually contaminate the entire ship, and over half of the inhabitants will perish. Oh, you brave and fearless trailblazers, you benevolent nameless. Can you really remain indifferent to that?
This companion of yours, Blade, he'd perish too, right?
No comment. Here are the coordinates. It's up to you how to proceed. Our destinations may differ, but the orbits of the stars will eventually converge. See you later.
March, get Dan Heng.
Right, March, and yeah, we're gonna walk over there.
Whoa, what are you doing here? I gave him the lowdown. Hey, remember what I said, okay? We're gonna vote against it. I'm not gonna take orders from that woman.
Come on, let's go.
Are you okay, Dan Heng? March brought you up to speed, I assume.
I'm fine. And yes, I'm up to speed.
Good. In that case, with regard to the matter at hand, let's vote to decide our next move. Our Stellaron hunter claims that a Stellaron burst has occurred on the Xianzhou Lafu, and that we're in the vicinity. If we head for the Lafu, we may have the chance to save many innocent lives. However, it's also possible that our Stellaron hunter is lying and using us for her own ends. Neither Welt nor I believe that she's telling us the truth, but we can't just ignore the intel she's given us. So, we're about to hold a democratic vote on whether to set a course for the Xianzhou. All those in favor, hold out your hand. All those against, keep your arms by your side. 3, 2, 1.
Here's the thing, before I vote, Himiko and Well are gonna vote yes. Dunhan is going to vote yes. So regardless at the 5, it's free. And my model is going haywire as I'm looking over there. So it's going to be... Oh, wait. I'm holding my hand up, counting on my fingers and in my face, and I'm just using the webcam to track. I'm just going to put... Wait, what am I supposed to do? Wait, March?
3 against 2. Well, it looks like the Astral Express crew has a majority vote to head for the Xianzhou.
I calmed down and thought about it a bit. If it turns out that woman isn't lying, then a lot of innocent people are gonna get hurt. Now's the time for thinking about other people.
All right, all right. I think we're all used to March's modus operandi by now.
So, Dan Heng, you want to stay here?
Yes. I'm staying this time.
In that case, Welt, ready for a trailblazing expedition? I know you've been itching to get out there for a while now, but make sure you take good care of the 2 of them.
Don't worry.
Destination Xianzhou, here we come!
The train is about to make the jump. 5, 4...
And March is going to follow.
3,
Yeah.
2, 1...
How big's the station? That's a spaceship?
Whoa! So that's a Xianzhou ship? It looks even bigger than Jarilo-VI!
For the Xianzhou, these ships are their planets. Terrestrial environments are cradles that allow civilizations to survive and then develop. Some of those civilizations progress further, constructing spacefaring vessels, which allow them to voyage into the unknown. The Xianzhou Alliance is one such civilization. I've only glimpsed it a few times, but it's as magnificent as I remember.
You okay there? What's with all the lonely nostalgia vibes?
This is the Astral Express. I repeat, this is the Astral Express. We have arrived in Xianzhou territory. Requesting landing permission from ground control. From the bridge, I mean.
Welcome to Lawfu Skyport, Starskin. Please await transfer. Please wait transfer. Please wait transfer.
It sounds like one of those...
Now you know how I feel when you copy me.
Something's not right.
The signal is still repeating, but no one is guiding us into dock.
Maybe the Stellaron hunters were telling the truth. It seems like something really did happen to the Xianzhou. A vessel arrives at a deserted spaceport. Isn't that how, like, loads of horror movies start?
Let's not let our imaginations get the better of us.
Please wait transfer. Please await transfer. Please wait transfer.
Still the automated signal?
Yes, it's still on repeat. Ah, there we go.
The Jade Gate now opening. On behalf of the Xianzhou Lafu, welcome, guests from afar. Please proceed to dock in accordance with the guidance.
Huh? Is this still automated?
The signal broke off. Seems that's all there is.
We should get going. Himiko, stay
How does she
vigilant
know
back
all
here
that
on the
from just
Express.
being on the Express? Is she like
Relax.
connected to it?
I've got Dan Heng here with me. Yes, but I won't be putting my feet up. There's a lot to take care of here on the train. Make sure you're properly prepared before you set off.
I am prepared. Let's go.
Before we set off, I need to clarify the aim of this journey with you. The Stellaron hunters have given us a lot to consider, and a lot to doubt. But the most important part of this expedition is
confirming, sampling the local, getting to know the people at the Stellaron.
Precisely. The Stellaron hunters clearly have ulterior motives. However, knowing what they're all about, and given the focus of Kafka's words, I have no doubt that the Xianzhou is dealing with a Stellaron. The Alliance and the Express haven't had any previous dealings, so our arrival might not receive the warmest welcome. But as trailblazers, we're not in this for fame or gain. We just need to do everything in our power to assist the Xianzhou and eliminate the source of disaster.
Yes, got it.
Always keep that in mind. And don't forget the way of the Trailblaze. Explore, understand, establish, and connect.
And loot all the chests and everything.
Let's go.
New planet, new planet, new planet.
Oh, look. It's just containers as far as the eye can see. This area isn't for receiving guests, it's for unloading cargo. Who decided to send us this way? Such a huge port and not a soul in sight. It gives me the creeps. Stop talking. If there is someone here, they're in my bad books already. Mr. Yang, what should we do?
We should start with the person who opened the Jade Gate. If it turns out they're not friendly, then at least they've already made things easier for us. If it turns out they were just doing their job, then we can ask them what happened here.
That's Mr. Yang. This is child's play for him. He's dealt with all kinds of dangers before.
Let's move. Keep your wits about you.
Cargo. Wait, do I? No, I don't need to click on them.
Yeah. Mr. Yang, someone's hurt.
I have a healer. Let me zap you.
You're hurt, son. March, use your 6-phased ice to stop the bleeding. Go easy. We don't want to add frostbite to his list of complaints.
I'm on it.
This area saw fierce fighting only recently. Let's keep searching. There might be other survivors.
Up ahead. Please, leave me.
Chest, chest. Ooh, ooh, fancy. What the heck is that? We're about to become wanted criminals.
There are wounded everywhere.
The silver lining is that, based on what we can see, no civilians were caught up in the battle. I'm guessing the Xianzhou must have evacuated the port immediately, leaving the soldiers to deal with the crisis. But as for these corroded monsters...
What corroded monsters? I don't see any monsters. I just see some soldiers. Oh.
Careful. We've never seen this kind of life form before.
Awaiting orders, Mr. Yang.
We fight. That's what we do.
A one-time enemy.
I'm gonna switch to air after this.
Hide.
Let me tend your wounds.
Oh, but your ice.
Bladed flight.
Target threat index lowered.
Roll them all up.
Lance at the ready. How many can you block?
Oh.
Eliminating threat.
Need a doctor?
I'm on guard.
Ow, you hit.
I told you they were sick.
Miss Tingyun, fall back!
Just
They're Mara struck.
Hey, you there? We need your help.
Well, oh hello,
Saving
Sai.
beauty from the beast. Pleasure. But are you thanking us or giving yourself a compliment?
Lord. Hide.
Yep, we just
Lance
killed them all.
ablaze. Lance forward.
It's an annoying thing they revive and you knock them down. Oh, that was dead. Do that one.
Bladed flight. I need to be brave. No.
I'm finally on the
Miss
second
Tingyun,
planet.
The Mara struck have been repelled, but there could be other dangers nearby. The situation is serious. Allow us to escort you back to the Skyfaring Commission. Immediately.
Calm down, I heard you. It'd be rude of me to depart without thanking our benefactors. My name is Tingyun. I'm the Ambassador for the Lawfu Skyfaring
What the heck
Commission
does
Merchant Guild.
Ambassador mean?
May I venture to know the illustrious names of my heroes?
Illustrious names? Sure. I'm March 7th. This is Mr. Yang. Oh, Mr. Welt Yang. And this is...
My name's a secret.
Oh, Miss Secret.
Don't mind her. She likes to get a little creative with her introductions.
Trying to end. From playing Genshin, you've been on a wanted list in every nation you've been to, so saying this is,
Next time, why not remind me before I give up my name?
I see. Well, thank you for coming to our aid. Although, there is one thing I don't understand. Starskiff Haven is under lockdown. Since none of you are Xianzhou residents, may I ask how you came to be here? If you can't offer an explanation, I'm afraid these Cloud Knights will have to escort you out.
We called for port transfer and got no response, but then someone opened the Jade Gate for us. When we arrived, there was no one to be found, so we started to make our own way through.
How can that be? My ship was the last one into port before the Jade Gate was shut. The Skyfaring Commission has already locked down Starskiff Haven entirely.
We're telling the truth. You could verify it yourself by checking the access history of the Jade Gate. We found it strange ourselves when the gate opened, but no one came to greet us.
You're with the Astral Express.
oh, that was a stretch in the dark guess.
Heard of us?
Indeed I have. Oh, you've arrived at a bad time. The Xianzhou has suffered an incident. Whether you're here for leisure, treatment, or trade, I'm afraid you won't be able to go through with it. For your safety, you should hurry to Central Starskiff Haven and take refuge. I'll take you to Madame Yukong of the Skyfaring Commission and let her decide how to proceed.
We caught wind of the incident you mentioned. That's why we're here, Miss Tingyun. To help the Xianzhou seal the Stellaron.
Your actions have already revealed your kind hearts to me. Sadly, I can't make you any promises. You're outsiders, and only Madame Yukong has the authority to consider your offer. Oh, don't worry. Madame Yukong is kind-hearted too. Come on now, I'll lead the way.
Any chests? Any chests? Woo! It's ice is never only on its own, but however, ice shards will have strange colours for them to far specific deal, you know. So this is March's ice? Interesting. I see enemy, but loot. Loot. You must find loot. Loot? No loot. 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 Nothing there.
If it works, it's good medicine.
Those monsters back there.
They were no monsters.
Oh, those were not to be confused with monsters, benefactors. We call them Mara-struck.
The heck is this? Oh, it's a puzzle. Chests? What's this? Ooh! Ooh! Oh, let's do the puzzle. Oh. No enemy. No, go away. Anything here? Nope. Poke. Run away. I guess we're going down here. Oh, cutscene.
Why have we stopped?
Don't worry, miss. I have a favor to ask.
We're gonna
that's
defend
all.
you.
Favor? Count me out. What if we do it wrong and you get your cloud cronies to throw us in jail?
I shouldn't have doubted you. Please accept my apologies. Our road ahead is barricaded. Do you see? The soldiers stationed here must have moved these into a roadblock. I'd like to see us try. They're extremely heavy. Even with all of us, we wouldn't be able to move one. Not that I'm doubting your skill, but I'd feel terrible if you hurt yourself in the process. If I'm not mistaken, the containers in the Trove of Verdure can be moved around using a control panel. You've already put on quite the show. Do you think you'll be able to find and operate the control panel? Should be simple, right? I knew it. This will be a breeze for you. We just need to pass through here, take the barge to Starskiff Haven, and we'll be safe.
Why is this control panel then?
You know, you sound sweet enough, but you were talking about getting us escorted away by your Cloud Knights.
Strike with heart.
Target threat index lowered. Hide.
Let me tend your wounds.
Kill that one.
I'm on guard.
Right.
I'm okay.
Zap.
Annihilate.
Zap. sap. Was that one of the male gene? One of... Wait, what? Was that one male gene the... You mean, data bank... Walt? This one? No? This one? Why is it male gene? How do you see gene in this? I don't know. Well, I'll tell you one thing. If you've played Honkai Impact, this is just Bronya from Honkai Impact. Like, they even got the drill hair. Get rid of all the news. Get rid of all the news. I only needed like temples today, and I got 3 new characters. He looks like Jean from the back, so he stood there with his sword. Teleporter. I can jump this gap. Come on. Come on, you can jump it. Oh, we just do that. There he goes, Jean. Why did I come here? Is that better? I have the male Jean.
You mentioned the Stellaron.
You work for the Skyfaring Commission, so I assume you're aware of its destructive power.
Yes, I am. As an Amicassator, I've been to many planets and seen my fair share of Stellaron corrosion.
What do we have here? Oh, I can finally get the defense set. And the lightning set. Okay, that's nice. So, Sai, I'm going to show you something horrible. So, light cones are your weapons in this game. Traces is just your skills. And relics are your artifacts. You have 6 artifacts in this. And you can have 2 different sets. You have the 4 outside ones and the 2 inner ones. The 4 outside ones have to be all 4 the same. No mix and matching. You have to have 4 the same to get the 4-piece effect. And same for the middle, you have to have 2 of the same to have the 2-piece effect. But we are given the ability to... Not that. This menu? What menu is it? Synthesize. One of them. It's here. We are given the ability to actually make relics from thin air of whatever we want. We just need to... We get 5-star relics we don't want. We salvage them and we get 10 of these and we can make them. So we can always get the relic we need, and if we get this, that we can get a couple every battle pass or something, we can just pick... I'll go to actual one that can has a... We just pick what we want on it. HP, attack, crit rate. So we can just like, oh, I need a better chest piece with outgoing healing on. Boom, confirm that. Just make an outgoing heal one there because I've got to hope for the substats. I need element, think. It's a monkey. Or is it a frog? I don't know.
A one-time enemy.
I
Annihilate.
Anyway.
Need a doctor? Hiya!
I'm on guard.
I don't have an element to counter these.
Stay back, Clara.
Lance ablaze. Lance forward.
Are you alright? Stay back, Clara.
How many can you block?
I told you they were sick.
Press button. Is there any loot up here? Loot. Yes, chest. Oh, also you don't need a interactive map. The map tells you I've done 5 chests out of 10, and there's 1 trotter in this area. So you know how many chests are in each area.
Time for swordplay. Blade and flight.
Like a flamethrower.
I want to protect everyone too. Mr. Sora.
Don't burn me.
Look out! Strike with heart. I'm not afraid of you.
Hide.
Let me tend your wounds.
Oh, they aren't the ones that explode.
Stay back, Clara. Stay back, Clara.
Stop hitting my tank.
Need a doctor? Hiya!
Lance of the Red. Not a scratch.
Yeah, hit the other tank.
Let me tend you.
I'm on guard.
Eliminating threat.
Bum 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 bum. Ooh, pop. Loot. Oh. Loot. That's the way they want us to go. Can we trigger that? Without... Yes. Get the teleporter. Time to explore. Not that way. Huh. An origami thing? I don't see a chest over there. Probably a chest over there, so let's go. Should really focus on the story while streaming so I can progress.
Blade and flight.
Target threat index lowered.
Need a doctor? Hiya!
Strike with heart. I need to be brave. Look out! Let me.
Having a revival effect in
Lance
a
of the
turn-based RPG when you have no issue with them is just annoying and time wasting.
I told you they were sick.
Chests? No, it's pop. And it's actually faster for me to teleport across there instead of walking.
Get ready and watch your backs.
Leave it to me.
Ooh, I should unlock that. Yay! I believe this is... I actually can get them now. Yeah, I can level up a character again. I just realized my chat is probably over the characters right now on the right. Oh well. Oh, weak to ice.
Shift the balance.
Merciful Medicus.
Help me improve.
Okay, what effect is that? When other targets... okay, restore HP.
Blade and flight. I'm not afraid of you.
Hide.
Oh, it really doesn't take much.
I'm on guard.
I want to protect everyone
I always
too.
do that.
Help me, Mr. Sora.
Press 4 instead of 5.
Lance ablaze. Lance forward.
Mission command. A miracle. Are you alright?
Oh my god, this...
Time
for swordplay. Strike with heart. Practice is over.
Now
Swords
beat him
descend.
more. Beat him up.
I need to be brave. Look out! Thanks.
Lance at the ready.
I'll never forget you.
Stay back, Clara.
Blade and flight.
Eliminating threat.
Plenty of XP. Don't have to worry about healing yet.
I'm on guard. Ha!
You bully!
Secret of the safe. Are you all right?
I'm
Stay back,
okay.
Clara.
How many can you block?
Right, really do that? Or
No, let me take
beat him up. I have enough HP to tank this.
Lance at the ready.
I can break him.
Target threat index lowered. Hide.
Why if I kill him when he's got that up? Damn it. Show me. So they can't attack.
Lance, forward!
It's your turn.
Oh, finally! Look how many tail hairs I lost on the way! Oh, my beautiful tail! We had a difficult start, but things got easier. Look, that's the barge I was talking about. Don't fret. All ambassadors know their way around a star skiff.
I was perfectly calm until she volunteered to help.
Please take your seats, everyone. We'll be off right away.
Undelivered letter. Wait, what? Ooh, puzzle. So, D. Oh, I get it.
Cool.
Oh, a hat. Thank you for a hat that I don't need. Spin. I hate how the mouse cursor gets centered every time. Please, just leave it in the top right. Like, why do people game developers do that? Like, loading cutscene. Mouse cursor centered to screen. Fluffy tail.
On behalf of the Skyfaring Commission, allow me to welcome you to Starskiff Haven. On the Xianzhou-La-Fu, anything relating to aviation, navigation, and trade falls within the scope of the Skyfaring Commission, which is one of the 6 commissions of the La-Fu. As the biggest port on the ship, Starskiff Haven is governed by the Skyfaring Commission too.
You definitely sound like a... what was it again? Oh, ambassador.
Yeah, whatever that is.
By which I mean, nice speech.
That's too kind of you. My job involves ferrying business delegates to and from Starskiff Haven, so I do this kind of introduction all the time. Anyway, we're safe now. Normally, I'd be a good host and take you around, but these are difficult times. Let's head to the Palace of Astrum first and report your arrival to Madame Yukong.
Madame Ningguang,
Palace
basically.
of Astrum?
This is basically Kaching.
Right there, the tallest building in the city. It's also the headquarters of the Skyfaring
This is a
Commission.
Fox Kaching.
Let's hurry. We haven't got much time.
So far with character.
I don't mean to rush you, but if Madame Yukong holds me accountable for not getting you over soon enough, I
wouldn't want to be around for the consequences.
Sounds scary. I thought you said she was kind-hearted.
We need to make a few preparations before paying a visit to any of the 6 commissions. Rest assured, Miss Tingyun, we won't go anywhere. If you can inform Madame Yukong of our arrival first, we'll meet you at the palace entrance later.
Very well.
Oh, it's gone midnight.
Little Miss Fox moves at quite the pace. I can't keep up with her. I've spent too long on the bench. Let's catch our breath for a while, huh? We can expect a packed schedule ahead. That might be a little harsh, but she does put her own interests first. She did the right thing by not trusting us initially. We were an unknown quantity to her. As for the rush, my guess is she's just eager to get us out of her hair and further up the chain. It'll be all right. We're not trying to stand in her way. We have nothing to hide from her.
We didn't have anything to hide in Belobog either.
Belobog was like that for 1,000 years. This is brand new. This happened a couple of days ago.
Not so fast. I need to give you 2 a heads up first. Our meeting with Madame Yukong won't be without risk. We need to be prepared and take it seriously.
She is a top Xianzhou leader. Oh, Mr. Yang, do you think this could be Belobog all over again?
Are we going to be wanted criminals again? Like, can MiHoYoverse make a game where you're not a wanted criminal?
No, the Xianzhou Alliance is better than that. But Madame Yukong will definitely have a string of difficult questions for us. Why did we choose to come to the Xianzhou now? How did we know that the incident is related to a Stellaron? Who leaked their information to us? Careless answers mean distrust and potential hostility, which would make things much harder for us.
Huh, crud. One of us is gonna blurt something out, or get something wrong, I just know it.
I feel offended. You should do that.
Good idea. We can be his cheerleaders in the background.
Let's not do that. Don't worry. We'll find a way through.
Let
me do the talking.
That's what I just said. You do the talking. Benefactor, I'd like to ask you something. What is it? There may be this may be disrespectful, but I'm very curious. Is the Express really here just to help the LeFou? So, why yes. You're just over here. I can't act. Freaking walls of text. Oh, stop! Stop! Seek the Stellaron. Oh, achievements. Let's just... Oh. I guess that's pretty closed off. How do we get to our destination then? Are you closed off this way? God, no, okay. We run up here, like... You close off those stairs just so I have to walk around? Like, really? What kind of guards are this? Like, oh sorry, this place is closed off. Walks around. I know you're allowed in now. Wait, there's these stupid guards. Ooh, chest. I'm gonna go other place, but we're gonna leave the side entrance open just for people to walk in still.
You're here already. Sorry to keep you waiting. Madame Yukong is expecting you.
Are you not coming?
I've brought the Madame Helmmaster up to speed. It's over to you now.
Yes, madam.
Report the losses to General Jing Yuan and find someone from the Divination Commission. They can't just stand there watching while we deal with this mess. Greetings, guests from the Astral Express.
Oh, another fox.
Ting Yun has informed me of the purpose of your visit. Receiving guests isn't normally one of my responsibilities. But since you know about the Stellaron and have stated that you want to help the Lawfu, I thought I should at least meet you in person and politely decline your proposal.
Okay.
The Xianzhou Alliance knows what a Stellaron is and is more than capable of handling it ourselves. We have been around for over 8,000 years and weathered countless dangers and crises.
Crises?
While the situation is serious, we have more than enough resources to spare. Outsider help is not needed on this occasion. You are guests from afar. There is no reason for this matter to concern you. Am I making myself clear?
From what we've gathered, the influence of the Stellaron can still be contained. If we can locate it in time and contain it, it's possible that we can restore any space and any individuals affected by the corrosion. We have experience in preventing Stellaron disasters, and we've only come here to lend you that experience.
I've said this and I'll say it again. This is an internal affair of the Xianzhou Alliance, and there is no need for the Astral Express to get involved. I decided to arrange a meeting with you as a gesture of respect, but my decision is final.
But...
Never mind, Mr. Yang. If the Xianzhou Alliance say they can handle it, then we're wasting our breath. Let's go.
I'm afraid that's impossible.
Huh? And what's that supposed to mean?
It's only been a few days since the presence of a Stellaron was detected on the Lawfu. Starskiff Haven has been under full lockdown. No one has been permitted to leave. How did you come to know of the incident? And what led you to conclude that it was linked to a Stellaron? I acquired the access history of Starskiff Haven. Not long ago, someone hacked into the system and opened the Jade Gate, before guiding you, the Astral Express, into our territory. The hacker was skillful and even taunted us with her seal. Her name is Silverwolf, a member of the Stellaron Hunters. What say you in your defense?
Please don't make me pick. These are all terrible options. Not speaking is a terrible defense. The Stellaron has told us to come here is a terrible defense. Like we're coming here on their orders. Someone has told us to take, want to use us to take, want to use you to take us out. One was a lie. The second one is correct. I'm just gonna go silent. Well,
you are forbidden from leaving the Skyfaring Commission until the aforementioned questions have been investigated.
Don't be too harsh, Yukong. If this gets out, the whole galaxy will think the Alliance has forgotten how to treat our guests.
General Jing Yuan.
It's very unlikely that the Express has joined forces with the Stellaron Hunters. They are mortal enemies, after all. Apologies for
spelling silent was
your
the
meeting.
correct option.
My name is Jing Yuan. I'm the General of the Cloud Knights here on the Lawfu.
General, this is an internal affair for the Lawfu.
I fully agree with you, Helm Master Yukong. This is indeed an internal affair. I am sorry, guests of the Astral Express. It is true that there is a Stellaron on the Luofu, but I'm afraid I cannot accept your kind offer to help resolve the issue. This is a Xianzhou matter, and it is our responsibility to handle it. Of course, it would be inappropriate of me to let you return without something to show for it. While I cannot accept your help with regard to the Stellaron, I do have a favor to ask. Please, after you.
Oh?
The Astral Express. I must confess that the train's reputation precedes it, such that it is often close to my thoughts. How delightful to come face to face with its passengers.
Frightful, delightful? Would that occasion... That would have... With this king... Are you really a general?
It's an honor to meet you, General. May I ask what the favor you spoke of is?
A matter that requires capable people such as yourselves. We captured a member of the Stellaron Hunters a few days ago, who goes by the name of Blade. During our investigation, the Divination Commission, the department in charge of intelligence processing, intercepted a transmission sent out by his accomplice, Kafka, who has managed to hide aboard the ship. As for where that transmission was destined... I have some knowledge of your relationship with the Stellaron Hunters. The Divination Commission is convinced that you made an alliance with them. I say that's impossible. The crew of the Astral Express are honorable people whose valiant deeds are lauded across the universe. There must have been a misunderstanding. As such, I came to the conclusion that the communication must have been an attempt by the Stellaron Hunters to sow dissent between us.
Smart. This person is right on the point so far. And maybe it can be reasoned with. Because he likes us. I'm just gonna stay quiet.
We can handle the Stellaron.
Silent trailblazer.
It will take time.
Achievements.
And will require the bulk of the Cloud Knights on the ship. It is this Kafka that concerns me. The longer she stays on the ship, the bigger the threat she will pose. Since the Stellaron Hunters lured you to our ship, we shall move with the current. You are hereby authorized to do as you deem fit on the Luofu, with the goal of bringing Kafka out of the shadows and under our control. Doing so would clear the misunderstanding between us, reveal the true intentions of the Stellaron Hunters, and help us understand their connection to the Stellaron Burst. What say you, my astral guest?
What do you think?
I don't want to be asked. We don't really have a choice, do we?
If you are able to capture this Stellaron Hunter, the Xianzhou will be indebted to you. The Luofu never fails to reward that which is given.
Okay.
Wonderful.
What is March?
It's
like,
a deal then.
Did March just back
I shall
off so
notify
we can let us
Yukong
talk?
that all intel is to be shared with you, and that our best personnel are to aid you in your search. If there is anything the Skyfaring Commission or the Cloud Knights can do for you during your stay, don't hesitate to make it known.
Hey, well, again, it's not just you understand that the crew is the crew on discussion. There. Go on.
I think we only scratched the surface of this General Jing Yuan.
Yeah.
I don't know about strange, but my gut tells me something is off. That's it. A minor detail, but curious. He avoided talking about Blade. Since the Cloud Knights have already captured a Stellaron hunter, why not use him to get to Kafka? Why rely on us? The Xianzhou is reluctant to involve outsiders in the Stellaron disaster, so why is it so keen on letting us capture a Stellaron hunter?
That's right.
Yes. The only sensible conclusion I can draw is that Blade had already escaped when Jing Yuan spoke to us, provided they even captured him in the first place. Therefore, given our connection to Kafka, we represent the only way of luring the Stellaron hunters in. That's why he asked for our help. He didn't want to let anyone else find out that Blade had already escaped. Now that we've figured that out, perhaps we can get closer to the core of what's happening here.
March was just ready to go. I wonder if there's any chests in here. Do we have a map for this area? No. Ooh. Space station the size of a planet.
Master Diviner, you heard our discussion. What do you make of it?
What do I make of it? The way of heaven is apparent, but the heart of humanity is often deceptive. Are you asking me to divine their true intentions?
That won't be necessary. The crew has nothing to do with the incident. Of that, I am almost certain. It isn't their intentions that trouble me. All I want is for them to lure out the one we're after.
Wasn't that my idea, General?
Indeed. Your counsel has always been a great help to me. You may use your discretion on the matters ahead of us.
Why don't you retire early and I use my discretion full time?
It is still too soon, unfortunately. If something goes wrong, you'll need a general to take the blame. How could I simply walk away and put you at such risk?
If you'd brought me that blade earlier, none of this would have been necessary. Wait, what are you up to exactly? Jing Yuan, did you let him escape on purpose?
Me? I had no idea he might escape. Unlike you, my gaze never travels beyond the horizon. I take full responsibility. The Cloud Knights failed in their duty.
I can understand. There's a lot to take care of on the Xianzhou. You were bound to miss something. Thank goodness I'm here. On that note, perhaps it's about time you finally nominate me as your successor when the 6 charioteers next convene.
Yes. I have to go now. I'll leave this in your overwhelmingly capable hands, Fu Shen. There are 3 things in the world that I can't seem to rid myself of. The troubles of the Xianzhou, the papers on my desk, and the weeds in my garden.
General, Diviner Fu wants the General's position for herself. Everyone knows that.
She is very capable, but her intellect is burdened by a quick temper. I'll retire when she's achieved a better balance.
This Stellaron thing is easy. Blade escaped. Now we gotta go get him. Just say the word, and I'll solve this in a flash.
I can understand your impatience, and I know you want to prove yourself. Now is not the time. If you truly wish to become sword champion, you shouldn't be running around brandishing your sword at people. Especially not a major criminal.
You think I'd lose to Blade?
Yes.
I'm saying you need to have patience, Yanqing.
Hello.
Governing Xianzhou is different from a sword fight. The only way to build momentum is to work slowly. Besides, we still don't know who's really moving the chess pieces. There is something we must take care of before making our next move. As long as it remains unresolved, we're at a stalemate. That something is the Stellaron. How did it manage to bypass the Skyfaring Commission's inspections and the Divination Commission's predictions?
To read your name is hard.
Where is it now?
I say we bring those two Stellaron hunters before Diviner Fu. She'll get an answer out of them in no time.
I've asked our friends from the Express to take care of that for us. Worry not, you'll have your moment when the current stalemate is broken. You are my most trusted aid. And there are some things that I would only assign to you.
You're the fourth person to ask me that via Discord.
Speaking of which, Yangqing.
Messages and stuff now.
That boy. I suppose it is my fault. I should have given him an opportunity already. A sharp sword can't
I don't feel sorry about
forever.
it. People ask me for some reason. I'm happy
My
with what I've
fear
got.
is that this might prove too big a setback. Bigger than his exuberance.
Okay then. Bye bye. Yeah. Ooh, Fox Lady messaged me again. Brain went bar. Brain has really gone bar. Oh, another achievement? Choose the fives. Can we walk this way now? Yes.
Madame Yukong has asked me to look after you. Seems like we were destined to be in each other's company. The Skyfaring Commission has reserved rooms for you at the Petrichor Inn. When you finish your business here, how about some tea together?
Thank you.
Not at all. Though I'd appreciate it if you mentioned to Madame Yukong that you got a warm reception from me when you next see her. Better to be busy than idle, I suppose.
Wait, is this just the Fox Kingdom? Everyone's got fox ears and tail. Why can't we have this in Genshin? Give me a Fox Kingdom in Genshin.
Well, here we are. I feel sleepy already. Oh, what? But we've done a whole day's work. What's the sun playing at? It felt like we spent the whole day in the Palace of Astrum. Jokes aside, did you see Madame Yukong frown at us? I thought her guards were about to jump out of nowhere and throw us in jail. I'd rather deal with monsters than these big shots.
She can hear, by the way.
I mean, not that Madame Yukong doesn't have her merits.
Don't worry, my lips are sealed. But as her subordinate, I have to say that it's Madame Yukong's duty to keep her guard up. The Law Fu is facing a crisis, and as head of the Skyfaring Commission, she is responsible for the security of the Xianzhou's customs and borders. She's actually a very reasonable old girl in private.
Old girl.
They say that many years ago, Madame Yukong was an ace pilot in the Cloud Knights. She was a work hard, play harder type, known for her hot temper and incredible skill. Eventually, she became the head of the entire commission, which required her to learn patience and adopt a meticulous approach to her work. In any case, Madame Yukong instructed me to reserve the best rooms at the inn and have all your expenses covered. She wants to extend the full courtesy of the Xianzhou so that all of you enjoy your stay to the fullest. She specifically mentioned that if you wish to buy anything at the inn, be it food or otherwise, just let the innkeeper know. The commission will cover the cost.
Thank you.
That's the friendliest thing I've heard since we arrived.
I don't trust them.
Ahem. Seeing as our hosts are so thoughtful, I guess we should help ourselves. Right, Mr. Yang?
We should focus on our objective first. Seeing as Helmmaster Yukong was extremely reluctant to get us involved, am I right to speculate that the Skyfaring Commission has some leads on the whereabouts of Kafka?
Exactly right. The suspect is extremely cunning. She encrypted her transmission and timed her communication. We couldn't pinpoint her exact location. But as cunning as she is, the Divination Commission has managed to find something.
Here are the coordinates. It's up to you how to proceed. Our destinations may differ, but the orbits of the stars will eventually converge. See you later.
Really? Your arm just clipped through March when you brought your hands up. They could have done that better.
Precisely. That's the sound of a device.
Which means what exactly? This is a starship. There are all kinds of devices making weird noises.
Miss March, to the untrained ear, these noises may sound the same, but for the craftsmen of the Artisanship Commission, every machine has a different pitch and melody. The General sent for craftsmen, and they concluded that the sound came from the shipyard facilities in Stargazer Navalia. Now, get some rest and prepare yourselves for the operation ahead. I look forward to seeing you in action.
People can just summon holograms wherever they want.
Let's take advantage of the rest. It won't be easy to track down Kafka the Stellaron Hunter.
Oh, let's let the Express know how we're doing. More importantly, let's see how Don Hung's doing. Ask him what he's up to. Then tell him we're having loads of fun.
Okay, so this is going to be a point where I'll call it, because that will probably be a point where it will skip to tomorrow in the game. So right now, I am safe to do what I want. But because it is late and I've got stuff to do tomorrow. I gotta be up in like 7.5 hours, so I'll be going to sleep. Boing, boing, boing. I can now do Echoes of War, so it's weekly bosses, and that means I can actually do the weekly battle pass fully, because the Echoes of War. 15 stars. Completely trying dragon. Oh. That's what I'm doing. Oh, for in this game compared to Genshin, they actually say do the latest mission and it will get you awards towards the battle pass. That's not actually Genshin. Take some notes. Same developers. Oh, book. Oh, book. Oh, scroll. Maybe. Alright. I'm gonna call it here. You can go sleep. End the stream now. It's lovely seeing you all come. Thank you, everyone. And I will see you hopefully next week. It won't be too bad. I won't be dying from heat or anything. It's cool today. But bye-bye. Ba-dum.